So I had really, really high hopes for this finale. I mean, you guys know I love the second half of this season so much, and after all the videos I did, I was sold on all of the hype that they were doing on social media, and I was really into your guys' theories, and I honestly would have been happy with so many different options of people being the killer, but I think I said this before, something that would make me the most upset is if they had a random person be Wes's killer. Now, when I said a random person, I really thought if they went there, they would make it someone like a Mahoney or somebody we had met in a previous season from another crime like Levi / Eggs 911, who was coming back for revenge on Annalise or something and just happened to catch Wes, wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. But no, they sunk lower than even that because they had a dude we'd never even freaking seen before. And you know, if you watch my reaction video, I was screaming like, who is this person? This can't be our killer, right? This can't be our killer. And yeah, it was our killer. And the other thing that bothered me is that Pete Nowalk, who is a brilliant writer, come on, let's be real, but he tweeted that the killer would be revealed in the last 5 minutes. But I mean, to me, that is like the last segment of the show, but maybe they're counting the last 5 minutes with no commercials. Still, I feel like that should be the last like segment of the show, would be about 5 minutes. But instead, we saw this guy's face and knew he killed Wes in the segment before. So the reason this is relevant is at the time I was like, okay, they're tricking us somehow. He's not the real killer. Like, he thought he killed him and he left him and someone else came in and killed him or something. But no, it was still the random dude, Dominic. Now, I get that Laurel's dad is the mastermind behind this, but then again, I don't get it. And none of us probably do, because we don't know what his reasoning was behind wanting Wes killed. And did he want Wes killed? I mean, I'm seeing a lot of comments from you guys saying, was he out to kill Frank and he sent the guy to kill this guy and then he got the wrong guy? You would think he would know what Frank looked like before he went out to kill Frank. He wasn't just going to kill a random guy. And besides that, how did he know, you know, who was going to be in the house? Did he know Wes was coming to the house, or was he expecting Frank to come to the house, or what was up with that? I mean, yes, in season 4, I think it will all be revealed as to why Laurel's dad wanted Wes dead or somebody dead, and what the whole plot is, and what's the backstory with Dominic, because when Laurel saw him at the end of this episode, you could tell something more was there beyond a family friend. Maybe they used to date, or he wanted to date her, or whatever. We just know he's a really bad guy. So, you know, it's the worst finale by far that they've done, and it makes me a little bit nervous about the future of this show, because are they going to keep doing finales with super lame reveals? I mean, they've had some masterpieces of reveals before. You know, Frank killing Lila was an OMG moment. Bonnie killing Rebecca was huge. They've just been so brilliant in the past. This is just not up to the standard of the show that How to Get Away with Murder is. And if you enjoyed the finale, that's totally fine. What I don't understand is when people in the comments are angry because I disliked it. Like, we all have different opinions, so I'm not going to reply to your comment if you're yelling at me because you love the finale and you're mad at me because I didn't like it. It's like, I don't get it. YouTube is a happy place for me, so it's like, I don't come for the drama and I don't reply to the drama comments. But anyway, that's beside the point. I really enjoyed the finale up to this reveal point. If you watch my reaction video, I'll link it down below if you haven't. But you will see that I was like saying through the whole thing, this is really good. I love this. This is so suspenseful. I really enjoyed everything about it. I thought that they had some good reveals in there. We learned that Charles is actually Wes's dad and not Wallace, which was interesting. And I do believe, even though they didn't reveal this, I think Wes was talking to Mrs. Mahoney, who is his grandmother, on the phone on the way to the house. I don't know why he was talking to her, because I guess it was some sort of an emergency, because it was in case of emergency. I really don't know why he was talking to her. That's my only guess, because she kept referring to him as Kristoff. But hey, with the way this show is going, maybe it's some random person, again, we've never met, who initially I thought it was probably someone from his past, like a family member. Not Mrs. Mahoney, but another family member. But anyway, the end, I'm so glad that Laurel didn't shoot Charles. Now, what I don't know about that is, are the Mahoneys still connected? Are they connected to Mr. Castillo? What's the deal with that? Or is that just like who the red herrings for the season? Like, they wanted us to think the Mahoneys were behind Wes's murder, but they're really not involved, and now we all want to get along. I don't know. But I'm so glad she didn't shoot Charles, because regardless if he's somewhat involved, she would have been in prison forever, and that would have been a huge mistake. So thankfully that guy stopped her. So, you know, the reveal of Denver I thought was okay. I did not see one person, at least on my videos, claimed that he was involved before this reveal. So I thought that was not a bad reveal, and he's probably the one person who was a constant this season that nobody suspected. So I thought that was a pretty good reveal on the part of the show. I still don't really understand all of what is going on with him and his involvement. I know he hates Annalise, and I don't know if all of his motivation is because he wants to take her down, but it's like, he's done some really terrible things, and at the end it was just like nobody was going to do anything to him. Maybe something will happen to him in the future, but I don't know how he got connected with Laurel's dad, and I understand a lot of these questions I'm asking you guys, no one can answer because they haven't given us those answers yet, and I guess that's what season 4 is going to be based on, which really doesn't sound that enticing to me. I mean, yeah, I do want to know. I hope we don't spend an entire season on why is Laurel's dad involved, but I feel like we are going to, and like maybe he'll get killed in the end. I hope we have another mystery. I don't know, I feel like we're not going to, but I just feel like if the entire season is about Laurel's dad and, you know, Denver and all of that, it might be kind of boring. It's just not a mystery I'm not interested in. But I hope they do have a good reason why Wes died. I hope it's not because he got mistaken for Frank, or he was in the house and they had to get rid of him, or what. I mean, it did seem like he was the target, unless they thought he was Frank. But, you know, he was one of the main Keating student of the show. And if he died because of some kind of, you know, accident, you know, like picked the wrong person, or they didn't know he was going to be there, or something crazy, like that's going to be so lame. I was hoping for a really good reason and someone with a great motive as to why they killed him. As for Oliver, I love the way that Oliver portrays himself on the show, so for those of you who think I dislike him, I don't. But they portrayed him as so shady for such a long time, ever since he's been on the show, and I really think they're dropping it now. Like, I don't think I'm going to suspect him anymore, because I don't think they are going to go there anymore. I mean, he wants to get married to Connor. I do see that happening, and I've always enjoyed his character, but I always felt like he was acting. So I guess we're supposed to take him for surface value. And also Maggie, which makes no sense to me at all. I don't understand her role at all in the second half of this show. I felt for sure she was somehow involved, and because she's not involved at all, like, why was she in the show? Like, we didn't need her anymore. Her ex-boyfriend was dead, and she had literally no purpose unless she was up to something sinister, or she had been working with Atwood, or was related to Atwood or something. So they kind of proved to us that that was all, you know, she was just useless at this point. I can kind of understand her being in the show as Wes's girlfriend, but after they broke up and they weren't going to use her for anything else, why was this girl still in the show? So I have a problem with that too. I don't know. I'm going to keep watching the show, and I'm going to keep doing the videos, and I've definitely watched shows that were way worse than this, but, you know, I held this show at a very high standard, and this was a very, very, very subpar, really bad reveal. I wouldn't say the whole finale was bad, because it wasn't, but it shapes the way the rest of the show will continue. So I don't know where that's going and if that will be good, since we're going to spend a lot of time on what we ended with in this season. But I am curious to know your thoughts about everything that went down in the finale. Again, feel free to disagree with me if you didn't like something. If you did like something that I didn't like, you know, tell me. That's totally fine. But just to let you know, I still have other shows going on. Check the schedule down below so you don't have to disappear now that this show is over, and I'll be back when it resumes, probably in the fall. So, you know, please stick around. But I really appreciate you watching this video and being with me for all of season 3 of How to Get Away with Murder. Let's do this again for season 4. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the Kelly TV family. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with all I'm doing.